back to another video on Maanav Sports Talk. I'm going to be doing my India Tour of Australia series recap so far. I know the series isn't over, but I'm going to be talking about what I've seen so far out of the men in blue. And we're going to be going over specifically the T20 series of India's Tour of Australia. And I'll be briefly going over the ODIs and the one test that we've had so far. Keep in mind that the second test will be starting tomorrow, but I don't watch the test. Honestly, I just watch the highlights, but just letting you know that there is a test tomorrow on Christmas Day. So let's go ahead and get right into the first T20. So the first ODI, India won that game by 11 runs. India had scored 161 for 7 as they were batting first, and Australia were out for 150 in their 20 overs, 150 for 7. And India win by 11 runs. It was a good game, but most importantly, India's bowling stood out as they held Australia to 150. After horrendous bowling performances in the ODIs, India was able to bowl really, really good in the, at least in the first T20, not so much in the second T20, but in the first T20, they were excellent. Yuzvendra Chahal was the player of the match. He had 3 wickets and a 6.25 economy. He is going to be India's best spin bowler in the T20 formats, no doubt, and one of India's best bowlers in the T20 format. He's so good for RCB. He gets so many wickets, and he's going to do the same thing for India, and he has to perform. He didn't perform in the ODIs. He wasn't getting any kind of spin on the ball, but at least in the T20s, he did a good job, and that's important. And Washington Sundar, a very economical bowler. He's a young player, and he does, I think it's finger spin, but he was really good. He generally has a very low economy. He plays for RCB in the IPL, so that's how he was emerged. And he only had a 4 economy, which is like really, really good. He only gave up 4 runs and over, which is what you want. I think Virat would generally use him in the power play, but we'll have to see how it goes. But so far, he's a good addition. It's another spinner for India to use early on in the power play with the new ball. But the one man only that we're going to talk about in depth is none other than T. Natarajan. Natarajan, the so-called Yorker man, they need to come up with a better name for him, but he has been terrific. He is the needle in the haystack that India found. During the IPL, he played for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. He was amazing in the death overs, consistently was firing the Yorkers right in the block hole, and he kept hitting the wickets. He consistently fires it, and it's very good to see that the Yorker is not dead, because I'm a big fan of using the Yorker, and I'm surprised more bowlers aren't doing it more often, and I like that he's doing it, and it's very successful if you get it right. And the fact that he's doing it over and over successfully really indicates how great of a bowler he is. And he is a left-handed medium pace, I'd say, bowler that India really, really needs. And he's going to be great for India in the T20s. He came into the third ODI and instantly delivered over there as well. But in the T20, this first T20, he was terrific. Had 3 wickets and only a 7.5 economy. Amazing job by Natarajan. He is really, really good and one of India's bright spots, especially in this overall India Tour of Australia. He has been probably the most important focal point and the biggest emergence for India throughout, and he is exceptional. I'm really, really, looking forward to watching him more, and he's really good. I really highly approve of his bowling, and I think he's going to give India tremendous power in their bowling attack, especially in the pace department, because with Bumrah, Shami, and then you had Natarajan, that's really, really powerful, plus your top end bowler Bumrah. So the India pace department is looking really, really nice here. Look at these new uniforms, by the way. I really, really like these uniforms. They're so nice. They stand out, and they're really, really nice. I really like the design and the colors. I like the bright orange and then the dark blue. I think it goes along really, really well. They're really spicy and nice uniforms. Really, really good job there getting those uniforms on. And let's talk about the batting for India in the first T20. Jadeja finished off the first innings for India in style, 44 off 23, with four fours and a 6 and 191 strike rate. He was really good, in one of India's best all-rounders, terrific fielder, pretty good bowler, and coming in the back end of the innings, really finishes it off well, especially for CSK in that last stretch run of the IPL. He was very good, finishing off the innings and getting a couple of huge wins. And this is the type of finisher, besides obviously Hardik, who's just insane, but Jadoo is still very, very good, and he's still able to do it. And don't forget about him. People always forget about Jadoo's batting, but he is very good. You can't forget about him taking the bat also. He's a really good six hitter, can really swing it big, and it's nice to see that, him chipping in more with the batting. And KL Rahul in the first ODI was really good. KL Rahul had 51 runs off 40 balls, 5 fours and a 6 with 127 strike rate. Was a solid, good half-century innings to open the order, top of the order for India, and he's a really, really good opener, very, very elegant player. Some of his shots remind me of Rohit Sharma when he does those cover drives and those elegant type shots. He is very, very clean when hitting the shots, and he's a really good six hitter too. KL Rahul, very, very good in the T20 format. He is India's highest ranked batsman in the T20 format according to the ICC rankings. So, his strike rate is really good. We need that kind of power and the big hitting at the top of the order to get the innings underway properly, and KL Rahul does that very much. He's generally very consistent, and that's what we're looking for, but he needs to improve in his wicket keeping. He was not too good in the ODIs, and that's something to improve on. He's nowhere near MS Dhoni, obviously. MS Dhoni is the legendary wicket keeper, but if he maybe can get maybe 70% close to that, he'd be pretty good. But the batting is what I really like. He's very, very aggressive, and when he hits the sixes, it is smooth off the bat. It is very, very nice. It is very beautiful to see those big sixes go into the crowd like he's done over and over. And some of the youngsters for India in the first ODI, we had Sanju Samson come in. He didn't really take advantage of his opportunities too much. He had some big sixes in the innings occasionally, but he didn't get a big score. He didn't get a 50 or some sort of score that really anchored the innings. I really like him. He's very good. I've seen him in the IPL for so many years. He's been there forever. A very, very elegant batsman, can hit the big sixes, and his pull shots remind me of Rohit Sharma. And I really want him to do well because he is a very good player, and I hope he does well for India and can actually take advantage of these opportunities that they're giving him. And I really want him to do well. And I was really happy to see that Shreyas Iyer got put into the squad for the ODIs and the second T20. But Shreyas Iyer has been good. He was great leading the Delhi Capitals in the IPL, and he's a really good player. I really like him as a captain, and I just want him to be a little bit more consistent and not get out too quickly, develop a proper inning. And he hasn't done that yet, but I think he has tremendous potential for India later on. You gotta stick with him. In the first ODI, Virat once again disappointed. He's not too great of a T20 batsman, honestly. Just saying, based on his performances, he's not too highly ranked in the T20s, and he's just not a good fit for the game. He's really good in the ODIs, and I think number one in Test. And he takes a lot of time, and once he gets going, you can't get him out. But in T20s, he just isn't the same. It just doesn't work out for whatever reason. His playing style is not working out too good. But occasionally he will deliver in the T20s, and when you're chasing, you always want Virat Kohli on your team. But he didn't do too good in the first T20, but India still win due to their exceptional bowling by Natarajan and Chahal, who combined for 6 wickets. Now, for the second T20, that's what I'm looking forward to. And that's what we're going to be talking about more, as that was such an exciting finish. And here is Rahul. Nice shot through the gap for 4. Rahul's looking good. A shot off the edge. And he is safe, luckily, and that bounces away for 4. Coming off the edge of the bat, Rahul didn't know where it went. And it got past the fielders, luckily. And that was a smooth pull shot, which has disappeared far in the crowd. Amazing. And that is slapped away for 4 more. KL Rahul putting on a clinic here. And that is out by Virat Kohli. A soft dismissal for Virat once again, as it's a cotton bowl. And that was a big shot from Sanju Samson. High rainbow into the sky as KL Rahul hits another pull shot. Splits the gap for 4 on his way to 50. Some beautiful shots here on this side of the field from KL Rahul. And as Sanju hits a nice shot, jumping up in the air slightly but gets it going. And that is off the feet. Nice flick, and KL gets his 50. Congrats to KL Rahul getting his another 50. Solid inning here. And here's Chahal. Finch, high in the air, should be out. It is caught. Hardik Pandya, amazing. India's best fielder. Shows how it's done. Virat, please take some notes here. This was a terrific catch. Amazing. And that is a 6 by Steve Smith. Nice pull shot. And Chahal once again into the attack. Low ball. And it is caught again. Another diving catch. Sanju this time. Even better. And Natarajan appealing. And the official for some reason says it's not out. And Kohli does review impact in line, pitching in line, and wickets are hitting. Natarajan strikes. And that is a nice shot by Moses Henriques. Short. Going high into the air. And that is straight to Hardik, who makes another great catch. Australia losing wickets. Hurry. And another wicket. Virat this time learns how to catch the ball. Pulling it on here. And that is clean bowled by none other than the Yorker man himself, Natarajan. See you later. So the second T20, what a game that was. That was the game of the series where Hardik Pandya. I love Hardik Pandya. He's so good. He's one of my favorite players, obviously besides Virat, but Hardik has been exceptional. I just love his playing style, and I think he's India's best T20 player once he starts to bowl again. Not really sure when they're going to start bowling him again. He had some sort of injury, but he's a beast. That's all I can say. Hardik is a beast, and he is just a powerful hitter. He is a dynamite, honestly, at the back end of the innings. Coming in, he is extraordinary, and he got it done once again as India win a terrific second T20. India had to chase 194 in the second T20 as Australia put up a pretty good total. Not too great bowling from India, but Natarajan, once again, our man, the Yorker man, he got it done once again. 2 wickets and only 5 economy. He did exceptional in his 4 overs. Once again, Natarajan, the hero of the bowling attack. But the hero, and Hardik was declared the player of the series as well. But they got it done. India won by 6 wickets in that game with 3 balls left. It was really fun to watch, and the crowd just went crazy as Hardik hit a monster rainbow into the stands to win it. And let's talk about the bowlers first, because that was in the first inning. Shardul Thakur, he is a good bowler. If you haven't heard of him, he's a good bowler. He's a little bit expensive occasionally, but he will get you wickets. He plays for CSK in the IPL if you haven't been able to check him out yet. I think he's a solid bowler. He got 1 wicket and had close to a 10 economy, so it wasn't too great. And then Deepak Chahar. So Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur, these two were both in CSK's pace lineup, and they were pretty good. Generally, MS uses Chahar in the power play. I'm not really sure how Virat exactly used him, but he wasn't really too great in the second T20. But in the first T20, he had a 7.25 economy and 1 wicket, as they replaced Shami, who did not have two great who was not performing too well, and they replaced him with Shardul Thakur in the second ODI. Now, the run chase for India. Shikhar Dhawan, top of the order opening batsman, he had a solid inning, 52 off 36, 144 strike rate, 4 fours and 2 sixes. Shikhar has been in terrific form the past, I'd say, a couple of months in the IPL. He was really good, one of the top run getters, and I just wish he wouldn't play such rash shots once he gets to 50. He needs to build his innings like he did in the IPL a couple of times, getting to that century mark. And he shouldn't just give away his wicket once he got 50. He needs to be the anchor in the innings and keep it going throughout. Something he needs to just watch out for, I feel. But Shikhar, he's terrific at those sweep shots. He's one of the best players you'll see doing the sweep shots. And it was a really good job by Shikhar Dhawan. KL Rahul had a solid 30 off 22 as well for a good opening partnership. Virat finally had a good game, 40 runs off 24 balls, very good strike rate, 166, 2 fours, 2 sixes. Had a very powerful and very high scoring innings, which was really good. And he was doing it at a high clip, which was very nice to see for once. And then the man himself, Hardik Pandya, star, the player of the match, 42 off 22, 3 fours, 2 sixes, delivered in the clutch. I've noticed Hardik always delivers in these big moments, something which Virat actually needs to start doing, because I've never seen him have a big game in whatever finals he's participated in. But Hardik coming in clutch, he was really good, finished it off. It was looking like a bit of a tough chase at the end, but when you have Hardik, and these days you can almost chase anything, Hardik got it done with 3 balls to spare. Amazing 6-hitter. Once he gets going, it just 6 after 6 after 6. It's something really extraordinary to watch. What a powerful hitter. And the ball goes really, really far when he gets it. And boy, did he do it on the delivery to win it, as these balls are rocketed into the crowd. Absolutely amazing, and I can't wait until he starts to bowl again. But it's just a really fun treat and pleasure to watch Hardik do this. Completely destroys the bowlers and puts on a cameo late. Usually he always does it, and it's really, really fun to watch and exciting. And I think he got also player of the series, and he got in the ODIs. He also performed pretty well. He got 92 in the third ODI and also got 90 in the first ODI. So he also performed in the ODIs, and he's consistently putting up good powerful performances with a high strike rate, which is really, really fun. There's Natarajan! There's an appeal from Rahul! This might be an edge. Natarajan also appealing. And now he decides to give it. Okay. Now Henriques is probably going to review this because he gave it so late. But you see the clear spike on that. So Natarajan strikes once more. And here's Hardik. Nice slice through the gap. Splits it, and that is run away for 4. Nice start to the inning. Ooh, that is close. That is worth the shout. And it is not given out. Shreyas! High bar! Gone! Massive hit. Much needed. Shreyas, a nice slap through the gap. Beautiful. And Hardik destroying a full toss. Deserved it. India in 19 from 8. Can Hardik do it? Gets it over the gap. And finds 4. Big shot! And it goes for 6. Powerful. India in great position now to win the game. And this could do it. It's even higher. It's huge. Rainbow as India win the series. What could be a better way to win the series than Hardik hitting that 6? Wow. He gets it done. So overall, the T20 series was the bright spot for India, and that's what I really wanted to go over. We're not going to be talking about the ODIs too much, as India just had terrible bowling in those first 2 ODIs. Australia won that series 2-1, but India wins the T20 series 2-1, which is what I wanted to talk about, as India won, which is obviously much more fun to talk about. I don't find it too thrilling to talk about India's embarrassing performances sometimes. Just like that 36 all out in the second inning of the test match, losing it terribly, was India's lowest score in Test history, which is just embarrassing, and I hope we never see that again. And Virat didn't do anything in that innings, just like the entire team. So anyway, we got 2 more tests coming up, so India can win those 2 as well, and hopefully they can do it, because the World Test Championship, I think that's what they're calling it, the World Test Cup, whatever it is called, but they're doing that. It's going on for how much, like a year or something, and India, I think, is second in the table, where Australia is number 1. So if India wins both of these tests, I think that would do tremendous help for them to secure the first ever title of this Test Championship thing. So I hope they can do it, because India, with Virat as the best T20, best Test batsman, they really need to get it done. It would be great to see them win that first one. And but in the third T20, Virat had a really good game, but that game didn't matter. Honestly, that's the time he scores I think he scored about 80 or something. That's the time he decides to put on a 80 score performance. So that was, he did it though. He got 85 or 61 in the last T20. And Virat specifically, since we're talking about him, he had, in the first ODI, he didn't do anything. Second ODI, he got about 89, which is really good. And then 63 in the third ODI. So he had a pretty good ODI series. It was just unfortunate as his bowling just did not help him at all. They consistently were allowing Australia to score 350 plus. And you can't really chase that all the time. And India didn't do it anyway. I don't blame them. But India's batting did score 300 plus, which is good. But you can't chase 370, 380. And Aaron Finch got 100 in the first inning. Steve Smith got 100 in both. You just cannot do that. I'm tired of Steve Smith scoring 100s against India. I just don't want to see it anymore. But the bowling wasn't too good. Saini wasn't too good either. So that's why they brought in Natarajan, Kuldeep Yadav, and Shardul Thakur, as they were great. With Thakur was great. He had 3 wickets in a 5 economy. And then Bumrah in the third ODI was pretty good. He didn't have too great performances in the first 2, surprisingly. And in the last ODI where India won, bowling was much better. Obviously, that's why they won. And they need to get better in the ODIs. And, they'll keep improving with these youngsters. They brought them in the series after the IPL. You bring in all these youngsters, see what they got. And I think India has a very, very bright future, obviously, because of the talent that they have. And in the recent test, we had a very embarrassing moment. Obviously, besides that 36, the fact that Virat had 74 was easily on his way to getting another 100. And the fact that Ajinkya Rahane made a schoolboy cricket mistake as he got Virat on a run out pretty bad. It was pretty ugly, honestly. It's just not good. What do you expect from him at a professional level? And anyway, but the T20 is what I'm mostly mostly happy about, because the World T20 will be coming up. The World T20 Cup will be coming up next year. It was supposed to happen this last month, but it got postponed to next year. I think that'll be in India, so hopefully we can win that too, because we got the weapons necessary to do it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go down, hit the like button to support my channel. Really appreciate you guys hitting the like button, and please enable notifications and subscribe to my channel as well for any more cricket content that I come up with, and for all NFL content and basketball content. Please be sure to enable notifications, and also for any live streams. And I hope to see you in the next video.